Hello everyone. Today we are going to look into PBL number 3 for grade 6 and the chapter is the King's Ministers. In this PBL we have a few activities related to something very interesting. So we are going to learn about the difference between facts and opinions. Every PBL has certain components. The concepts covered in this particular PBL is facts and opinions. The learning objectives are as follows, and the learning outcomes are also given based on the objectives. Moving on, let's start with a small question. Is your name a fact or an opinion? Allow students to respond, teachers, then guide them that their name is a fact because it can be checked and proved. So here are a few possibilities that might rise in the minds of our young learners. It's a fact because that is what I am called. Everyone calls me this name, so it's true. It's an opinion because I like my name. So these are a few possibilities that might pop up in the minds of our learners. Let's move on to activity 1. Here we are going to introduce two friends, the fact and the opinion and. A fact is something true and can be checked. For example, the sun rises in the east. Fish live in water. Whereas an opinion is what someone feels or thinks. For example, chocolate ice cream is the best. Dogs are friendlier than cats. So, a fact is the same for everyone, but opinions can be different for each person. And while the students are going to do this task, just guide them or just give them this brief information of what is a fact and what's an opinion. Moving on to activity 2. Let's practice. Are these statements facts or opinions? The learners can take help of their peers or their friends and elders. They need to check if the following statements are true or if they are different for everyone. For example, here they have to tick the right answer once they are sure. The lunch break is the best part of the day. Here are a few sentences. The sun is a star. Rain helps trees grow. Curd rice is the best dish in the world. And it is hot today. Let's take, for example, the second one. The sun is a star is nothing but a fact because it can be checked. Whereas when we talk about it is a hot day, it's an opinion because it is what someone feels or thinks of the day. So this way, teachers, you can guide your students to learn or to identify what are facts and opinion. And then you can always appreciate your students saying, well done, you are already becoming the fact and opinion experts. Moving on to activity 3, which is my pet. So here what's happening is we are going to talk about pets. Which animal would you like to keep as your pet? A dog, a cat. So the students can pick the animals that they can keep as pets. And then moving on to the next activity where they have to list the reasons why they think that this animal will make the best pet. Here it's given, if I say I love dogs because they are friendlier, that's an opinion. Okay, if I say dogs need food and water to live, that's a fact. Yes, so we can always allow our learners to identify or differentiate between facts and opinions. And they can see how opinions change into facts as well. So moving on to activity 4, changing opinions to facts. So these we have to change these opinions into facts. So one example is already given where it's told the opinion, I care for my pet, whereas the fact is I give my pet food and water. The same way, the second one says the opinion is I play with my pet. What can the fact be? Here are a few suggestions. The fact can be, I take my pet to the park and run with it for 20 minutes. When it comes to the next one, my pet loves me is the opinion. The fact can be, my pet wags its tail and licks my face when it sees me. That's a fact. Third one, here the child has to draw, like for example, an idea can be given or provided to our learners, a child brushing their dog's fur. The opinion, my pet is the most beautiful. And what can the fact be? I brush my pet's fur every day to keep it clean and shiny. So here are a few suggestions of how we can take this activity forward. Activity 5 is all about my pet and I. First, they will write or answer these questions. How will they spend time with their pets, or how would they feel about their pets? So, if the child is asked, I will spend time with my pet by doing, what do they do? Suggestions can be playing fetch in the park, or brushing its fur, or giving it healthy treats every evening. That's a fact. How will the child enjoy or feel happy and relaxed? Because spending time with their pet is the best part of the day. It's an opinion because it is their way of thinking, or it is what the child feels. To activity 6, here they are going to listen to a short story. Priya found a puppy on the street and named it Lakshmi. She thought pets were very naughty and loud. But when Lakshmi licked her hand lovingly, Priya realized pets are actually loyal friends. And once they read this short passage, they are going to answer questions that follows. So it says Priya found the dog on the street. It is a fact. It is true. Priya thought pets were naughty and loud. Is this statement a fact or an opinion? It's an opinion. So likewise, this activity shows that facts can be checked, but opinions depend on what we think or feel. Let's move on to the creative space, where the space is provided for the learners to develop or to model their favorite animal using clay. So they can use clay to create a figure of their favorite animal, and they can place the clay model in the triangle given. And here are a few examples. They can share the same with them. To end this, as the students are doing their creative space, they are creating their favorite models, we can always reiterate saying that facts are true and can be checked, whereas opinions are different from person to person. So moving on, we always have a set of 10 questions, which is the self-assessment questions, and the students can read the question and take the correct option. When they are doing so, there is an OMR sheet that's provided, and the students need to use a pencil or a blue or a black ballpoint pen to fill in the circles with the correct answers. For all practice sheets and for the complete solution, you can always go back and refer to Teachopia, and the path is given below. With this, let's encourage our learners to share their facts and opinions, and signing off saying thank you.